nice. Man up from Mars, he tripping, I put that on guard. I got the digits, but I am not calling. Wizard at night, this be that forum. I'm just gonna stack with that. Sunshine after that. Just gonna stack with that. Sunshine after that. So yeah, you know, I had a conversation with her, but it's like the signals is always crossed. I mean, like, I say yes, cause she asked me to say yes. And then she's like, I didn't want you to say yes. I wanted you to understood that a yes was required to answer the question. I was like, what?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the spot, the Stacked After Hours spot. I am your host, Natalie Cosby, and we are here for Grown Folks Talk. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope everybody is doing well. So, tonight we are talking about the mistletoe, under the mistletoe, and y'all's dating life in 2020. So, tonight we're going to be doing a recap of the comments, the questions, with our hot panel as always. And remember to put your comments and questions in the chat because we will be talking to the panel live. Because remember, y'all are part of the actual stat community and y'all are our co-hosts tonight. So keep those comments and questions coming for our panel. So make sure you get your drinks and because we want to keep it what? Lit and enlightening. So, Ja, bring in my beautiful co-host, aka Sunshine Anthea. Hi, honey. Anthea, where are you? Let me get my applause now. She needs some applause. She needs some applause. Anthea, where are you?
I am in Antigua,
I'm
my
Ja.
happy place. It's hot here, so have the AC on. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, because it's cold here. We have what is it? A winter cyclone going on up here. So,
I felt that when I was traveling. Now the plane had some little turbulence, so I
mhm.
was up there, not feeling happy, but I'm alright.
So, Anthea, I was thinking we were talking about last week, and we're going to actually have a holiday party after this. So make sure everybody comes into the after party. But one of the things I thought about under the mistletoe, because I realize it's like we're all trying to have our little, it's the holiday season, but also who have we met? Who worked? Who's a possibility? Who went into the friend zone? What were some of the quotes? Let's just recap the year because stacked is all about love and dating and all that other stuff.
Absolutely, yes. And I've learned a lot from the group, and a lot about myself over the year, over the past year as well. And what I like is that I have been learning and growing over the years, and I see
Mhm.
where sometimes I've been making mistakes, and I see where there could be some improvements. And this
Okay.
is just based on our conversations with different panelists on different nights, different questions, different topics.
What was one of the comments that stood out?
Well, the most triggered I was the one about single people not being should not be hanging out with married people,
Why did
because
that trigger you?
it triggered me because it made me feel like there was a general consensus that single women, especially, not even single men, single women especially, were just out there like ready. As soon as we say we're single, a guy could be like, "Oh, you're single? Okay, here, I'm ready for you. You should be ready for me," without even thinking twice about it. And and I don't think that we do, at least I don't do the same or make the same assumption with a man who is single. The other thing about that comment is that married people do some shit too, like worse shit than single people. So maybe it's a good thing we ain't hanging out with them, because they probably may corrupt us even more. I mean, it's not a battle per se, but I just didn't like that comment.
That comment triggered you.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't. I think it goes along with that friend that whole comment. It kind of align it with the comment that the opposite sex can't have friends, right? If you're in a
Right, right,
relationship.
right,
So
right.
I think it's more so the whole threat. It's like an insecurity around,
Yes.
needing that, because we have friends.
We have
Like,
friends.
especially at this age. I mean, we are in our 50s, late 40s, and you've had friends over the years, especially if you've been single. Happy holidays, Monique. So I think the thing is, it's just like when you meet me, like the current guy I'm with, I had friends. I had male friends. I made sure that he met them. I made sure that even if they didn't, even if they may not have made a connection, he knows about them. So
But
I
let me
think
ask
that's
you,
the thing.
what if he asked you not to be friends with them any longer?
I would be like, what's the problem? What do you see that I'm not seeing? Maybe he sees something I'm not seeing with that person.
Because
But
because remember, we just did have that conversation with your stack single the other day, and his thought process was that any guy that's a friend with a girl is one step away from trying to get with her.
I think that's also projection because that's probably how
Yes.
you move,
Yes.
right? So if
Yes.
you are the person who does not have any female friends, and all the women, excuse me, not females, all the women you meet, um, if you do try to put them in the friend zone, but your overall goal is to get with them, then yes,
Yeah.
that you're going to project that onto the
That's
woman or
projection.
man
Yeah.
you
Because
are.
I do have male friends, and I've always been, doing male sports. I like sports. I'm doing things that most men are typically around. And for me personally, I feel like I've had lifelong male friends that would never cross that boundary. And I wouldn't cross that boundary with them either.
Mm. Did
So,
you did you meet men date when you were dating? Because you're dating. Did you meet any men that had issues with your male friends? Did it come up?
no, 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 no. Well, no, nobody has ever said anything to me about that. And I've had, I have a lot of male friends, and not because, I mean, I have a lot of female friends as well too. So it's not like I'm just having all male friends or anything like that. But one of the things a guy on the Stack Single said the other night, which was hilarious, he said, "Call one of your male friends and say, 'I'm drunk and I want you to come over.'" And I said, "But if I call my male friends and said that, they would just tell me sleep it off. They're not gonna go there,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you don't know.
They're not gonna go there.
Look, I've had a male friend call me. He's like, Natalie, I'm in love with you. I said, you just went through a traumatic breakup. You're not in love with me. Stop it. You don't know. Like, I don't know.
I have not had anybody call me and tell me they're in love with me.
I mean, y'all, what do y'all think? Folks in the chat, we'll come back. Let's bring in the panel. Let's talk to them about it and their other dating experiences. So, Jay, come on, bring them in. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Kwame, Rashad, Renee in the house tonight. Hey, guys. So, y'all, what do y'all think about that conversation with the whole male friends, female friends thing? Before we get into the whole dating thing, I want to close out that conversation me and Anthea were having earlier. Can they have them? Can they not? Why or why not?
So I believe you can have male friends. I am a person just like Sunshine who has a lot of male friends. Um, but as I've gotten older, I do realize that there is a small possibility that if I did call a friend over and say, "Hey, I don't drink, but hey, need your company, that they might cross the line. Because
Mm.
usually when you're friends with the opposite sex, there was probably an attraction or some commonality that brought you together. And usually people that you like, those are the qualities that are in play. So I'm pretty sure like it doesn't really go away. And the longer you're friends, the stronger it gets. So as much as I want to believe that my friend would not want to cross that line, I'm not 100% sure. I can't bet a house on it.
I agree with you, Renee, on that one. I'm not 100% sure either. You think so, but yeah,
I want to believe it.
right. You don't want to believe it. I think as women, we're just like, he's friends. Da, 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 da. Gentlemen, what do y'all think?
I'll defer to the brother first.
First of all, good evening, ladies. So yeah, I had a friend that was a friend for 20 some odd years. I mean, we were friends. Go over her house, drink too much, fall asleep, wake up, go home. It was never a problem. Never a problem.
Do the men that she dates get jealous of you?
I don't know, because I don't know if I ever met any of the men she dated.
Oh, that's interesting.
Has she met any of the women you've dated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Did she hate on them?
No, never.
Did the
And
women hate on her?
I'm sorry?
Did the women hate on her?
No,
Okay.
no. We were all, look, she was a friend, and we were friends until we weren't friends. And eventually we became more than friends. And that was that.
Wait.
But that was 20 some odd years later. It wasn't like the way you're framing it is as if.
No, I'm not. It could be 20 some odd years later. I'm not.
But it's okay. Let me clarify what I'm saying. This isn't a situation where someone is waiting in the wings, waiting for somebody to go, oh, okay, you're up. This is just two friends that just connected on a level, and they say, you know what? Let's try this and see what happens. I mean, I think that's a legitimate way to meet somebody, or to be in or to develop a relationship, because a deep friendship developed first. So it wasn't as if I'm just your friend, and then soon as you call me crying over your boyfriend, I'm just oh, there, and next thing you know, I'm giving you the full pat down. That's not legit.
Okay. Kwame.
Straight up, if you're gonna date me, you're gonna know that I have a lot of female friends.
Okay.
And in the past, it never has been a problem because I've never made it a problem. If there's, I will say, if I get a relationship, I might have to say to some of my female friends in the comments on social media platforms to kind of tone it down a little bit. Like, don't call me Booski. Don't like do a whole bunch of hearts and stuff. Because in the past, that kind of was a little issue, but I've never made it an issue where she's had to worry about it. But yeah, I have a lot of female friends.
Well, why are they hearting and boosking you though?
I mean,
their friends don't do that to them.
Kwame, Renee's laughing.
Nah, because you know what? I'm like, a lot of my friends, my female friends, I've relegated to like my little sister. So I kind of don't really want to sleep with like 85, 90% of my female friends.
What about the 15% that you do?
I don't want to talk about that. But I affectionately have a relationship with them. So I'll call them dear. Like my male friends, like, yo, that's my manski, that's my broski. With female friends, like, yo, that's my booski. But it's nothing sexual. I don't do my. Huh?
How about big head instead of booski?
That's just what type of relationship I have. But I don't. I've only slept with a female friend once. That was when we graduated high school. It effed up the friendship from then. Since then, I've never dealt with a friend in a sexual way.
So you're cool if she has a lot of male friends.
No, I'm not.
See, I knew this.
Nah.
And why aren't you cool with that?
I'm not gonna put it all on men. Like, yo, I don't trust men. Nah, it's probably I don't trust people. But I don't feel comfortable throughout the day. Contacting men and men contacting her throughout the day, even if I don't know about it or not, I don't feel comfortable with that. I should be the number one person, number one man she contacts and hears from on a daily basis. Should be the number one person contacted and hears from on a daily basis.
Okay. So
Is there feedback?
There's a delay.
Contacted and hears from on a daily basis.
That's weird.
Okay.
Is there feedback?
There's a delay.
Contacted and hears from on a daily basis.
That's weird.
Is there feedback?
Go on mute for a minute, Flazel. Okay. Yeah. So.
Okay. We're back. Okay. So let's get into this. Let's get into this whole thing about dating and being. Okay. So let's get into this. Let's get into this whole thing about dating and being. Okay. So let's get.
Natalie, you probably have your window open a number somewhere.
Okay.
Natalie, you probably have your window open. Yeah, I believe Natalie has her window open maybe multiple times, but let me just ask the next question. And I think this is where Natalie was going to head for the next question, which is, have you guys been dating for the past year, 2022, and how has that been? And have you communicated? How has it been with the person that you're dating or what has it been like for you for 2022 with dating? Rane, you're on mute. You're still on mute, Rane.
All right, I said go. That's what I said. So, yes, have I? Well, that whole dating thing is a weird thing, right? So, have I met people? Yes.
Yes.
Have I?
It's either yes or no, Rane.
Yes, I'm gonna leave it at yes.
Okay.
And especially, and here's the plug. So especially after I did the stack singles is when it started to like.
What happened, Rane?
Well, someone reached out and we've been friends. Like it just, I had not seen him in years, and we've just been having great conversations. So that's what happened.
So, Rane, what are your purposes for dating at this point?
What are my purposes for dating? Oh, right now it's to meet someone and to probably have a plan, a consistent plan, a plan that I can count on. Do I want it to manifest into marriage? Not sure, but for now it's just to meet someone and it to turn into a plan. And I know I see Sunshine's face like, what plan? So
plan.
Okay, let me be clear. Well, no, let me be clear. If I want to go someplace, I know that that's the person I can call to go.
So you want a constant plus one?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
That's a good one. Okay, I like that.
Okay. All right. Or as the older folks call them, an escort.
Ooh, no.
I'm kidding.
Not escort.
I'm kidding. Gentlemen, What has dating been like for you, fine ass brothers? Hmm.
Don't everybody talk at once.
I think Fazel, you on mute, babe.
Oh, I mean, okay. I've been on the sideline for a while. I jumped right in the pool, y'all. Your
Oh,
boy
Yeah.
jumped right in the pool. So been dating multiple women. Not
What?
sleeping with any of them, but dating multiple women. My cutoff is at the third date, where I look at this as, am I looking at you as a friend or romantic potential? If I'm looking at you as romantic potential, if there's no connection and road after the third date, where we're becoming at least more intimate and we're kind of narrowing down what we want to do in terms of being exclusive, then I'm cutting it off after the third date and I'm moving on. So I'm not wasting time. I'm not taking women out on 4, 5, and 6 dates. After the third date, that's the fork in the road. We can either continue or exit stage left.
so what made you come up with this three strikes? You're either home run or out. That's what I'm trying to.
All right, so you can't see it. I wanted to make an example. You can't really see it, but I'm going to show you. So this is, I'm not sure if you can see it. This is Hinge, right? This is, I'm
Uh-huh.
only on one dating app.
Jay,
Okay.
can you
I'm not,
make
not
Flazell the main screen so we can see this? Go
all
ahead.
right. So this is my inbox, right?
Uh-huh.
And this is over 100 women in my inbox. Now,
Okay.
I cannot possibly send every one of them a good morning text. I can't possibly call all of them. I can't possibly take all of them out. So it's I don't have time and multiple dates to wait and see and 3 months rule and all that. I don't have time for that. I'm weeding through. I'm accepting applications. I'm interviewing. I don't have time to do that the 3 month and 6 months and all that. We already got to be locked in by the third month.
Well, okay. Okay. All
So,
right.
so Rashad got a little shout out there from Kim Sue Styles. She want to meet the man with the gray beard.
Hello.
You may have another date later on tonight.
Right.
What's
You
Rashad?
may get to number 2, Rashad, before the year is out. What's up, Rashad? Rashad, exactly. Give him a little fairy dust. Little fairy dust. So, Rashad, what's up? How you had one date? I don't believe that, but
Didn't you tell us anyway?
go ahead, Rashad. What happened with your dating life in 2020? You on mute. Y'all all on mute tonight. It was
Oh, you
me.
know what? And yeah, my bad. I should
That's
know better. Yeah, my dating life in 2022 was
somebody said, "Oh wow, interesting."
was trash, I guess. Um, not really much going on. I mean, because really there was a lot more going on, so I was really focused on personal growth. Building myself mentally, spiritually, and those sort of things. So I did go out and just to not be in the house. But I mean, it's just more just getting to know people. So
Rashad,
and
is it that bad, Rashad? I
what?
can't I can't believe that.
No, I'm not saying there's nothing bad about it at all. I
No,
mean,
no, no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I can't believe like a handsome man like you, easy on the eyes, meeting women, you have a gift of gab. I can't believe it's just one day.
you know what? Yeah, I mean, no, for me, I don't know that it's not meeting women that's the thing. It's meeting a particular type of woman that's the thing for me. So it becomes a thing, do I want to spin my wheels and spend a whole lot of time entertaining someone that I'm not?
So time is money for you.
Sure.
I like
Absolutely.
that. See, Kim Sue Styles says she'll change this for you.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well,
Wow, wow,
wow,
wow.
wow, wow. So what if? So I guess this is the thing. Y'all are all still single. Kwame, your inbox is full. Rashad, you trying to meet your superstar. Renee, you got a plan. What is the challenges in dating right now? And Sunshine. What have been y'all, because y'all all single. Sunshine, we're gonna throw you in the conversation of this. What have been some of your challenges in dating at this age?
I think I'm a little bit straight. I'm very straightforward, and I don't have any sort of strategic plan or anything like that. So sometimes I feel like I throw people off when they probably expect the certain things that I do mean something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. So maybe I'm just a little bit hard to understand. And maybe I'm like the awkward girl that nobody really gets. So perhaps that's what it is. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. I don't get the awkward girl energy, but
Me
okay.
neither. You're not awkward.
You're not awkward. You're not awkward at all.
I feel like I am sometimes, but hey, I don't know. I'm just, I'm just
Are you
here.
seeking, is it a clear message?
And perhaps that's what it is. I do understand my strengths and weaknesses. I do know or understand that, I could throw people off by being too, joke around too much or whatever. And perhaps people may think that I'm not serious because of that, but I'm just somebody that loves to laugh a lot. And, when it's time to be serious, I know how to get there, but I don't know. I guess I'm a puzzle myself, and I'm just trying to figure me out as well too.
All
So,
right, all right, all right, all right. Rene, somebody said, "What's the plan?" Rene, what's been your challenges? You got a plan, and I'm like, shit. What's the plan? What's the challenge? You on mute again.
I'm sorry. I didn't have a plan. I would like a plus one, like Sunshine said. So the challenges have been, you meet people and everybody has a story, and it's what am I willing to tolerate? Everybody, there's always something, and what am I okay with? So that's been the real challenge. Most people that I meet, I wind up staying friends with. So it's not like it's turning into a horrible thing, because I can still have conversations with them. But it's just, okay, just getting to the person that's going to be the plus one, and it being clear and free.
Mm, okay. Clear and free.
Mhm.
Are you clear and free?
I'm absolutely clear and free. There's nobody. I don't have a housemate. I don't have, some side boyfriend. I don't have any of those things. I'm not. There's no relationship I'm trying to come out of. Like
You open.
you
I'm
know, one observation that I'm making here, especially tonight, and with all of us, me included as well too, is that we edit ourselves a lot. And when we're asked those straight head-on questions about either what we want or what we like or what we are doing, we tend to edit ourselves. And I don't know if it's for the cameras or if because we're nervous or if we know people are watching, but editing ourselves sometimes also sends that mixed message where people are just not understanding what you're saying.
Hmm.
But it's a vulnerability, though, isn't it? It's like, you know, to put yourself out there is to make yourself available to be judged. So I think a
Mhm.
lot of people tend to be cautious when they're like opening up that box to share to somebody else because those are the things that are important to them. So they don't want someone to look at that, look at those things in that box and just, poke fun at it and laugh. So, I mean, I get it. I mean, but you're right. I mean, the bolder you are and the more willing the more willing you are to put yourself out there, I think that you tend to get what you want.
So, Rashad, what has been your challenges with not even dating, just meeting somebody? What's the hump that you what's been the hump that you've been trying to get over for yourself and meeting someone? That's a good point. Whatever the Facebook users say, you don't need a clear direction of what you want in order to invite somebody in your life.
I think for me, my challenge has just been me. I mean, I mean, it's probably been more about me than anything. I mean, it's about me getting out of my way and just learning how to just let the flow happen and not calculate it or try and figure out all the angles or wait for shoes to drop. I think that's a thing that, being vulnerable right now, that's probably something that I've been working on a lot this year, is just when good things happen, don't expect for the next thing to happen that's going to be bad to undo all of that. It's good. It happened. Let it happen, celebrate it, and keep moving.
Mm. Mm. Hmm. Okay. All right. Kwame.
Yes. uh so
your inbox.
it's kind of opposite for me. So since late August, I've been at 5 50th parties. I've been to dinner parties. I've been to weddings and housewarmings, things like that. It never fails. I'm usually the only single guy there. There's handfuls of other available single women there. Every event that I go to, I'm meeting somebody. It's saving me because I'm not leading with sex and I'm leading with the truth. So a lot of it kind of like falls off the leaves, but I'm meeting people almost damn near everywhere. And that's the problem.
So how are you editing, Kwame? What are you what are you, like what is the thing that you what's the thing that kind of like
I'm not nitpicking, but usually it's distance and I'm hard on, I don't do long distance relationships. So a lot of those get cut. I'm open for children still. A lot of that gets cut and it's other odds and ends. And I'm giving people a chance. I'm giving people play, but it's sometimes it's too many. And it seems like there's a lot of single women out here. Jeez Louise. And we just talking about sisters. We're not talking about the other nationalities. So my issue, I just got to just pick somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
So you start picking at their toenails and stuff like that.
Huh?
You start nitpicking at their toenails. I said, do you start nitpicking at their toenails and shit?
I don't want to do that because I have flaws too. So I don't want to be Nicodamus and think I'm better than everybody. However, it's a lot of good women out there. There's a lot of good choices.
But there are a lot of men, and there are a lot of men out there. They are, but a lot of them, as Rashad was saying earlier, gets in their own way. And I do it too sometimes, and we all probably have done it sometimes. And there's a lot of us also are scared of that vulnerability to open up ourselves to rejection or, criticism or, hearing that person that you like may not like me because I look a certain way or I am a certain way or whatever. So a lot of us are getting in our way. So how do we get past that? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's constant working on yourself in order to make sure that you are open and honest and open for inviting in whoever it is that we want to invite into our lives.
So I have a question for us because I find this culturally really I feel like Black folks have a hard time dating. Like dating, I realize is somewhat of there was a quote, or was a post that somebody had said, dating is a skill and most people in America lack it. But I know in my head it's like I meet somebody, Okay, I like him. The conversation's good. He's gonna be okay. I'm gonna da 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 da. And you start going through this list. You know, you like the person, but instead of just kind of casually getting to know them, because are there expectations? Is it time? Is it certain things? I mean, do we know how to date? And if we don't, what is lacking now in the dating world for y'all?
See, I thought dating was very simple. Hey, we want to go somewhere. Let's go somewhere. Let's do something. Let's do something nice. Let's do dinner. Let's do drinks. Let's do whatever.
Hmm.
I just thought it was a simple situation where even meet up for a picnic, something easy. But apparently, it's as harder than, or I heard that it's harder than that. So that I am also interested in as well. What is so hard about dating, and why is it a skill per se, versus just getting to know somebody over dinner, drinks, or a walk, or whatever? I mean, is there a pressure to create some kind of big, I don't know, extravagant, outing, or is there just the ease of, hey, I want to get to know you. Can we have drink or coffee or tea?
Brother Rashad, you want to take this one?
Sure. I think, okay, this is my opinion, and your mileage may vary. So I think that the concept that we've gotten involved with quote unquote dating with a purpose has completely hijacked the idea or the notion of just getting to know somebody,
Yep.
Gotcha.
because then it becomes, well, I'm dating with a purpose. So if you're going to date me, then you have to be open to the idea of spending the rest of your life with me.
I got
And
it. So this added pressure.
right, I mean, and it's not even necessarily so much as the pressure. It's out of alignment. So like now I have to, I mean, I just met you. Now I have to consider, do I want to spend the rest of my life with you before I go on a second date? Like, how do I, like, you know, can we just breathe for a minute and just have a good time and just get to know one another? And maybe that might not be my forever, but you might just be like I might meet my forever through you.
Right.
So I don't want to throw away the relationship or the friendship just
Yep.
because I'm not landing on some notion of I have you know what, I'll replace the word purpose with agenda.
Rashad, you called it messy and clunky. I quote thee.
and,
Called it
and and
messy
and and
and clunky.
for that very reason, I mean, because me, I'm just, you know what, you want to go hang out? Cool, let's go hang out. We're gonna have a good time. You know, I'm gonna do all of the things that men are supposed to do. You know, I'm gonna fulfill my traditional role as a man. You know, I'm gonna open doors. I'm gonna buy drinks. I'm gonna pay for food. I'm gonna do all of that stuff so we can enjoy ourselves. We can get
What?
all of the
You didn't tell me this. I would have gone on a date with you.
It's not too late.
Free food.
You know
Not
what?
too
We're not
late.
gonna go there. I'm not gonna put y'all. We ain't gonna put the business out there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, wait. But my thing is, it's just like Rashad, you go out
messy
on a
as shit.
date. No. Because
Fucking
I
messy.
agree. I think there is a plan. Like we've heard this thing called buffer dating and all this other stuff, right? So you go out on a date, you get on it, you may really dig her, or you may really dig him. You get out on the date, and you know something's it's good, but it's still weird and awkward, clunky and messy, or however we want to call it. And then something turns, like she's like, you're doing the man stuff, and she pays for something, or she's like, okay, let's go Dutch, or you don't hear from him, or so on and so forth.
Those things when, I mean, first of all, let's be clear, my ego is not attached to none of that. So if she wants to pay for dinner, I am fully prepared to let her. So I'm not, it ain't about my ego. You know, we're not, you know, in no contest. This is not a competition. If you're comfortable with doing that and that's something that you want to do, then as a fully grown sentient human,
Right.
I am going to let you do that.
Mm.
But what I see as clunky and awkward is that most of the people that I've come into contact, that I've dated, have no conversation skills whatsoever. So it's difficult for me because I'm a person that I like to talk. So I like to have conversations. I'll ask questions. You know, if you say something, then I'll jump off of that and ask another question, or I'll find something in common with that and, you know, reflect that back to you. But it's difficult to be in a conversation or be in a relation or not even or be on a date with somebody and you're literally having to drag them through a conversation. Imagine sitting at a restaurant and, you know, you've already eaten dinner and the creme brulee is coming and you just sit there, okay, so, yeah. You know?
I don't know, Rashad. You know, I talk a lot. Like anybody who hangs out with me know I can be loquacious, but some of the things that you talk about require some deep thinking. So I could see myself being quiet, like I don't want to say the wrong thing.
And that's, you know what? And that's probably something that's unique to me. I hate this. Okay, I consider myself to be pretty smart, right? Wow. So I mean, and I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm just saying I think. So a lot of stuff that I talk about is based on stuff that I've read or something that I thought about. And yeah, you gotta be this high to ride. I'm just sorry. I mean, so a lot of people, if I'm just meeting you and it's just in a, you know, casual setting, yeah, I'm not in, and that's where my weakness shows up, because I can't just sit here and just shoot the shit with you, you know.
Are you attracting low vibration women? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know if they're low vibrational. I mean, I wouldn't know enough about a person just by meeting them to say if they look. I mean, you know, some people you just look at it, you just say, okay, look, okay. But no, I think that there's that level, then you have this level, and then you have a level above that, and then the level above that. I'm trying to float somewhere on that level and that level. So I want to be.
As it sounds very strict and rigid.
It's not strict, and it's not strict and rigid. It's me in my comfort zone.
I agree.
You gotta go. It's not. I'm not saying that I won't. I mean, because come on. I mean, I got cousins just like the rest of y'all. So you know, I can sit here and get drunk and turn up and play spades and talk shit. I know how to do all that. But I'm saying when it's just a one-on-one, everybody seeks their own. You know, their water in that situation, seeking their own level. So I want to be in a place that I'm comfortable. So
example for me would be like if we're talking about a movie, I'm talking about Love and Basketball, and you're talking about Love Jones. Like I just feel like there's two levels, and I can probably say just as much about Love and Basketball because Love Jones seems like a much elevated a movie that's a little higher leveled when it talks about love. It seems like you would be more for that than you would be for Love and Basketball, even though they're both about love, you know.
Yeah, I'm a nerd, so I'm a cool ass nerd, but still I'm a nerd. So I'm a, you know, yeah, you know, I'm gonna talk about cerebral shit, and at the same time I'm gonna crack jokes and be silly and do fun stuff too, and dress good while I'm at it. So,
yeah. All right, Kwame.
All right, so Nat. I have a theory that if you stay single for too long, those skills that are needed to be in a relationship atrophies, and you stay what's called single selfish, and you don't
single selfish.
You don't do yourself a service by staying single and not allowing yourself to be caught and just going on dates and getting to know individuals and exercising that muscle. So I found that maybe the number's off, maybe it's 40, maybe it's 45, but men, let's just say 40 and up, still probably remember courting a woman and not being able to get sex on the first date, it being the 60 or 30-day rule, and you have to exercise certain things like patience. You have to make sure that she's comfortable. You have to make sure that both of you actually like each other through time, through phone conversations, through interactions. It seems like men in this generation don't have the creativity outside of dinner and a movie or Netflix and chill to really get a woman's gears grinded in terms of her getting highly interested in terms of for you than the other guy she may be dating. So we do it to ourselves, staying single for too long.
So you know what, Kwame, I agree with you, and I think some women do it too. I think we all have done it. Like we get comfortable with our single selves, because the thing is like it's easy to be vulnerable with yourself by yourself.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and I'm not throwing shots to women, especially the women on this panel, but and I agree with Renee. Renee is a good person to have a conversation with. She is very low patience. But I will say this. I will say this. I'm not even going to front. In my experience, when I was on other dating apps like Bumble, where the woman has to make the first move, some women, most women, have no game. Because even that they have to make the first move, the two most common things that they're right, hey, hi. It's not even creative. It's not even something that I could be like, oh, okay, she's witty or she's clever. It's hey and hi. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I'm not going to, it's on the guy to lead, but I'm not letting you get away with hey. So I'm not answering.
So I have a question, Kwame, for you, really quick. Those 100 women that are in your inbox, did they say more than hey? Did they have game?
Yes,
all of
did.
them had game?
No, some of them said more than hey, but I posed a question. I almost like posed a question where they jumped at it and they were able to run with it, but I posed a question, so I helped them out still.
This whole women doesn't have game is interesting.
A lot of y'all do, but some that, and I get it. You're used to, the guy coming to you for more, you don't want to put yourself out there. You don't want to get rejected. I get that. But I mean, I'm finding that out a lot. Women, almost like they want the guy to make the first move, to make the plans, to make sure they get home safe, to make sure, and it's like not even a little bit.
But I almost feel like the game now is not having game, because everybody has game. So now people want to play it so cool where they're just going to keep it simple.
But then you're competing. You're still competing. Like men and women, I know, men have to compete a little more and people have to compete for resources and all of that, but you're still competing. So Renee, if you're dealing with someone, you're dealing with guy A and guy B, both of them are competing for your attention, for, who can make you feel, more special, who can make you laugh, who do you feel safe with. And one of those guys is going to lose out. So if you're playing it cool and you're not doing anything, you're kind of sabotaging yourself in the dating market.
That's what you might think. You might think, but that may make you more mysterious because you're playing it so cool. I'm like, it makes me go hard to figure out what you're about.
Okay, so there has to be something in that cloud of mystery, because if there's nothing there and he's basic, you're gonna feel like you waste your time. You're gonna move on and you're gonna be like, you know what? Let me spin the block for the other dude. So mystery only gets you but so far.
I think so Kwame, you're saying equal opportunity. You want to be chased and you want to chase. So you want that 50-50.
You have to. I'm sorry, ladies. The pool of men, available men that you want, is not equal to women. So you kind of have to get out of your comfort zone that you enjoyed all these decades and kind of compete a little more.
Decades, excuse me. It's only
only 2 decades. Only 2 decades.
Only.
Can I change the term? I don't know if chase is the word. I think engage should be the word. It's like I enjoy a woman who's asking me questions. Like, I don't want to sit and ask, and something bigger than how was your day? You know what I mean? So
right.
I want to, ask me a question. Like, I could be witty right now. I could just come up with something. Okay, so, I just met you today. So tell me, how have you gotten along in life without me so far? So I could just say something that's going to make you laugh, and you're going to be like, that was cute. That was funny. How have you managed without me all these years, right? So I could say that, and you probably see I got Renee blushing, right? But the point that I'm saying is, I want to be creative, and I want a conversation to be fun and engaging. I don't want to sit here like I'm throwing questions into the dark, and I'm getting this little golf ball back of one word.
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. Who are y'all dating where women are not engaging you? Because most of us have the fucking gift of gab. I mean,
You'd be surprised.
I mean, but my thing is that's why Anthea said, are they low vibration? They may be pretty, but they may not. It's just like when you have a pretty man. He's beautiful, but that's it. There may be a lot of beautiful women that have not developed because they haven't had to, because all they have to do there is sit there and look pretty.
As Malik says, pretty privilege.
Pretty privilege. A lot of it is pretty privilege. You get these women that are men as well, who are not really developed in conversation.
And after a while, you hear enough, oh girl, you're pretty, or you hear as a guy, oh, you're handsome or whatever. And so after a while, it's almost like, okay, I'm good looking, I'm pretty. So, both of y'all are there like, whatever. Like you're just meeting at the middle. You're not trying, because you never had to try before. And I can see that happens from time to time with the people that are just engrossed in the looks itself. But after you start talking, I mean, that makes the ugliest guy can become beautiful, or the ugliest girl could become most beautiful after you have that conversation with them, that soul-searching conversation. And so I agree, Rashad, if your conversation is basic in one word and you're just getting back golf balls when you're throwing basketballs, then it's pretty much, not gonna.
I would immediately take that as you're not interested in me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop.
So Rashad,
I've had a situation where a woman, I reached out to her. I hadn't spoken to her in weeks. And I just looked through my phone. I was like, oh, yeah, I know. Oh, you know what? Let me try and re-engage. And she basically told me, she was like, you know what? You had your opportunity to talk to me when I was talking to you. But I'm not going to sit around. I don't chase men. I don't chase people around and do all, exactly. Just like next rolling.
Right? But Rashad, did you have the chance to engage her and you didn't engage her?
Did you shut her down when she talked about love and basketball?
Okay, look,
you want to talk about
Hey, can y'all stop doing that Muppet shit?
I'm just saying, Rashad. You had look, as Logic said, all my homegirls are fun. Yes. But that is common. Shit. Go ahead.
Right. Okay, so my thing is, my conversation can go this far, and then at that point, I am going to stop talking, and I'm going to allow you to have the floor. So then that becomes your opportunity to start asking me something. Fuck it.
Rashad, I'm going. Hold on.
Pretend like you interested in me, please.
But
Ask
All
me a
Rashad,
right,
question.
Rashad, let me ask you this.
go
Rashad,
ahead,
let me ask you this.
please.
Rashad, do you feel that the dynamic of women that want you as opposed to women that we want? So the women that want us put a little more effort. They're more engaging. They're ready to extend and hold the conversation, as opposed to women that we like off of attraction, and then we have to convince them and make it seem like we're the better guy and we're the funniest and we should be the one that they choose. Is a
Right.
little more harder to engage.
Right. So it becomes, if it becomes a thing of, I'm like third I'm third on the list. I'm third on the call list.
Third in the queue.
Right, I'm third in the queue. So you might not want to, you might not want to take the time to find out more about me, because so this is how I understand how this works. I am attracted to you. So therefore, I have to ask questions about you, because that lets you know that I'm interested in you. How am I supposed to know that you're interested in me? How do I know that I'm not sitting here spinning my wheels?
So Rashad, can I ask you? Can I say something? What I see.
He's like, go ahead.
So my thing is, it's just like you said something really interesting earlier. You said, I've said something, now it's your turn to talk. Instead of it being like an actual, is it where it's an actual engagement? Like y'all are really listening to each other, hearing each other, connecting. Because conversation is a connection. It shouldn't be like, okay, now it's your turn to ask me some questions.
You're right. But
if you're giving me that energy, I'm gonna be like, what's that? Like,
no, there is no energy. What I'm saying is, I mean, and I might be, and forgive me because we're, speaking in sound bites, so I'm not really.
I know we are talking in sound bites.
So what I'm saying is, okay, so say like I asked 5 questions in a row.
Oh my God.
Are they all deep? Are they all deep?
No, I'm not asking you to.
Are they all like?
Earth.
I feel like I need to be on your couch.
That's what I know that number, by the way. But anyway, yeah, I'm not asking you how many times the universe has gone around the sun.
I didn't say that. I'm saying
20, by the way. But go ahead. No,
you know what I'm talking about. I ain't asking that.
No, I'm not asking like these crazy, utant level questions. I'm not. I'm just asking, so what do you do for fun?
Okay. Rashad's a whole philosopher. He is.
Agreed.
Continue.
Hey, look, you know what? When you meet me, everything all of my emails start out with "in the beginning." So,
oh my God.
no, I'm serious. But
God created heaven and earth. Did you bite the apple? Did you not? Like, what the fuck?
I swear, even online, his post, like I look at them and I chuckle, but I'm like, this is too much. I can't even begin to answer because his comeback is going to be a drop the mic moment. Then I probably got to go back, sit down, Google, look up stuff, do research.
Google it.
I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
But I want to go back to, because Kwame, you made a good point, which I think is
It is a skill.
Because I think what you said is like, do you date the women that like you? You probably have a really good conversation with them, right?
There's a connection.
There's a connection or whatever, but she ain't as hot as that girl over there, right?
And that's where the rubber meets the road, where what I need versus what I want what has happened to me in the past based off of the choices of what I want. Have I been neglecting the ones that I've been curving because of whatever reason? Yeah, but stick it's a skill, and you have to develop it, and you have to keep at it. Just like with men, no man I don't know has ever gotten used to just 100% rejection, but you have to. It's almost like a necessary evil. You have to put yourself out there. You got to throw yourself in the pool and learn how to swim. You have to, but then that forges you in the fire of builds up your confidence. Having other skills, being witty, being funny, being comedic. Those things kind of set you apart from the other guys, and no one wants to deal with it. But we're all in competition.
Yeah.
Ladies, do y'all feel that way too? Do y'all feel like that? Because I think that theory sometimes applies to women. It does. I see it. I know I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to get rejected, but everybody's not everyone's cup of tea. And you can taste some tea and realize that that's not your flavor and move on. And, it's just a part of life, right? I mean,
But I'm saying the Negroes that are engaging you, and I
uh-huh.
know some of y'all have some Negroes that engage you that you kind of like.
You gotta be Negroes, though.
They
But
can't
y'all
just be
be
Puerto
like, let
Ricans.
me see what's over here. That hoe over there, that boy over there, he hot. And there's something about him. But he's all mystery and no conversation.
I think
Mhm.
it's impossible to be around me and not have a conversation. I mean, if it's really not a conversation, it's because I'm either extremely tired and I will have to be really tired, or it's just because I make up my mind very quick. It's just something where I just want the date to end and run out of day. I don't even want to see you at the end of the date, or I don't even want to talk to you or whatever. But
Anthea, I'm gonna call you on that.
mhm. Go ahead.
Anthea,
Yeah.
this year, you didn't have a man that you thought that was super hot, and you were like, he's my husband. Then once you got to talk to him, you were like,
Well, that wasn't this year. That was last year.
well, last year. Okay, last year.
No, I mean, yes, I did. I did meet a very good-looking person, like really good, easy on the eyes, and but having a conversation was just like the hardest thing. And all of a sudden, he went from like the best looking person in the world to like a vagrant. It was just that bad. And
But Anthea,
in kind met someone as well that may not be the best looking person, but conversation and whoever that person is made them look like the best looking person to me. So looks will take you but so far, but in 3 minutes, it's just not gonna get you further than that.
okay.
Yeah, I would need to be I need to hear something and learn something from you.
So then, what about all the guys who are 5'9", 5'8", 5'7",
That
average, below average look, but PhD status in terms of intelligence and mental? Do they
I'm
get
not
the
I'm
door
not looking
open?
at height. I'm not looking at height and all of that. I don't have all of that criteria and list of things
Okay.
or whatever. I just need you to brush your damn teeth,
Oh my God.
make sure your mouth is clean, take a
Make
shower,
sure your teeth are
and
right.
have good hygiene.
That's it.
Yes, I mean, and
Uh,
just have
uh,
some form of common
Really?
have some
So he
form
could be
of
a 3 or 4. He could be a 3 or 4, but brush his teeth and take showers, and
I,
you'll take
I
that.
said I'll have some common sense now.
Yeah,
You
who's
know,
a 3 or 4? Like, who's walking around a 3 or
I'm not
4?
rating people on their looks. I would never do that.
You'd be
But
surprised.
I'm not rating people. I
Anthea,
don't.
Anthea. I've seen the men you dated. They're pretty good looking. They're decent looking men. None of them are 3 or 4.
I don't know
Yes, there's
I don't know
nothing
what a 3 or 4 is, but
or whatever. I'm
Come
saying
on,
I think
stop it.
I don't.
If a 10, if a 9 and a 10 exists, a 1 and a 2 has to. So
Exactly.
After 5, like I'm just probably not. That's not like a 3 or 4. What's a 3 or 4?
I have no idea what that concept means, and in terms
Flavor
of
Flav is a what?
Exactly.
would y'all date Flavor Flav?
Exactly.
To his wife, he's a 10.
He's got good conversation. He's fun.
He's funny.
He's funny. You
He's
gonna
hot
have
energy.
I don't know about that. I mean, he might lose it in the hygiene area. I'm not sure. I mean, but
You chose Flavor Flav.
but okay.
They might lose it.
No shade. Well, yeah, that shade is what you say, Flavor Flav. But what I'm saying is, okay, so there's a guy out there who probably doesn't fit the in the rubric of what Anthea Sunshine may find as, oh, this guy is, he's got all of that, what do you say, easy on the eyes, right? But maybe he might just be little to the left of that. Maybe he's really educated and he's really good at financial planning and he can really set your retirement up so you be on that
Good at
shit,
math.
right?
why are y'all being shady the whole night? You're talking about retirement. You're talking about decade. Come on now.
Hey, look, you got to do that at 20. I mean, come on. I mean,
I know, I get it.
you got to think about that at 25.
I know.
When you 60, like me, you got to, that becomes a very prevalent issue. I just bought new life insurance today.
Listen, I mean, looks is good and aesthetics is good, and it's good to just look at it from afar. And I think I've learned a hard lesson by just looking at someone thinking that they're going to be more than their looks, or their looks is going to take them far. But for me, it's just going to take you 2 steps closer, and then as soon as you open your mouth and you have nothing good to say, it's just not going to get you that far. However, what I'll tell you that's going to get you far is confidence. Exactly. I don't care what you look like, but once you got that confidence, that swag, that personality, the sense of humor, that you're talking to me and you're making me more engaged in hearing what you want to hear, what I want to hear, or something that's interesting and not about sex, so not some corny joke. I mean, that's what's going to take me, no matter how you look, further.
Oh, stop it. You love corny jokes.
I do like corny jokes, yeah.
Okay,
corny jokes all the time.
Yes.
I do.
She does. So we got a couple more. We got 2 more questions before we go because we're running over time.
But Natalie, can I just acknowledge this comment that came in about Ronnie, like way up, but we didn't acknowledge it?
Oh
We did not.
Yeah, I saw that too.
What was it?
What did it say?
Oh, shit. Yep, there it is.
I love Miss Ronnie's smile.
Go on, Ronnie, get it.
Messiah. Is it Amari? Messiah?
Yes. And her inbox is, now let me stop.
Okay, go hit her up. Hit her up. So my final question. What have been some of your missteps in dating? Actually, no. Let's not that one. What are some of the lessons you have learned now that y'all are back on the scene? What's some of the lessons you've learned, Kwame, so far for you? Moving into 2020.
Even if it hurts, speak the truth, stand on the truth. Some of the stuff that you did in the past, accept it, own it, and present that to the individual that you really like in terms of, you know what, I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to give you my heart because you earn the trust. And not that I'm an open book because, no one's 100%, but being honest and truthful, that's the only square I'm standing on moving forward. And everything else kind of, it focuses on the truth. Everything goes back to the truth. So that's pretty much moving forward. And this year, that's the only thing I'm standing on is the truth.
Okay, I like that. Rene, what are you taking into 2023? What have you learned over this past year that you're going to take into 2023?
So I've learned to listen more when it comes to dating, and being like I was honest, but I'm even more honest now.
Mm.
When talking to people about what my intentions are, what my expectations are, and where I see the situation. Like I don't want to paint the wrong picture. So so I would say I probably learned that this year in my dating life.
Okay, all right. Anthea.
I've learned to not take things so serious. It's not that serious. Life is not that serious. It's not that hard. It's not. It shouldn't be this hard. I think we should take things serious, yes, but I mean, have fun while you're doing it. I mean, work, play, relationships, have fun while you're doing it. I mean, it doesn't make a sense to be so tight and serious about everything. Relax, have fun.
Mm.
This from the woman who's sitting on a beach. But yes, I think that's my turn
Rashad.
now. So
I mean, you could come and join. Come on. I keep telling y'all, come down.
it's all right.
Rash-
Oh, go ahead, Miss Cleo. Call me now.
oh Lord, Rashad.
Tell me
Um,
now.
Call me now, Rashad.
2022 saw like a really huge shift for me. I learned some things about myself, some really, really good and some not so good. And I've taken the best of those things and the worst of those things and learned from those things. And I'm taking complete radical honesty into 2023. If I'm in a situation that's not serving my happiness, then I'm gonna call that out. I'm not, I mean, I think I used to make a lot of space in my life for people, giving them grace, hoping that things would, you know, get on my level, so to speak. But I think that, when we set boundaries and, we create spaces for ourselves that become oases instead of battlegrounds, that the people in those spaces will recognize that peace and conduct themselves accordingly. Too deep? Sorry, Rene. Sorry, goddamn.
Oh wait.
Okay.
I can need a hug, Rashad.
I'm taking a bottle. You know what? I'm taking a bottle of cognac. Jump in my
To
Porsche.
Antigua,
I'm gonna
right?
keep
To
it
Antigua.
fly. You know what I mean?
Accountability is everything. Okay. All right. All right. And what have you gotten too comfortable with and what have you gotten uncomfortable with? This is our final question.
What have you gotten uncomfortable with? Repeat that one more time.
What have you gotten too comfortable with and what is hard for you to get uncomfortable with?
The main thing in dating, I don't know what it is, and we all kind of do it. I will never get comfortable with ghosting. It seems like you'll go on a nice date and it was fun and it was promising. and either you won't hear from the person, or if I could be honest, I'll decide, you know what, I had fun, but you're not one for me, and you won't hear from that person. So ghosting, I'll never get used to. Again, I'm gonna just end and begin with the truth, and just stand on that, and let the ladies know what it is. I'm not hiding anything. I don't want sex from you initially. This is what it is, and then see what she wants to do from there. I want to
I
be
like
consistent.
Okay.
This is a kindly gentler fly zone. So I didn't start out this way 2 years ago.
I like that. You
I
know.
like that too. Is this you moving into the next decade? This is your goal?
No, no, I'm practicing this right now. It's just that if I could be honest, remember that in that line in Love Jones where he said, "You lucky I use my powers for good." If you're a man or a woman and you have certain things, you have certain powers, certain, seduction and manipulation and the gift of gab and all that, you borderline have to be responsible with that. You can't take advantage of that.
I like
You
that,
have to
Kwame.
be, you have to cut. Now you'll miss out on the fun. You'll miss out on the fun, and you'll miss out on certain things. But you kind of have to be responsible with the power that you have, because you're dealing with lives, you're dealing with hearts. You don't want to continue the cycle of breaking someone's heart, or saying certain things to get certain things. So you pretty much, we too old to be kind of like lying and still playing games. I'm not talking about anybody. I'm not throwing shit on anybody, but we're kind of like too old for that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that kick in the door show. Yes, I'm starting to get comfortable with being uncomfortable to get out of old ways for better and new results. I like that.
Mhm.
Anthea, what about you?
I think I've gotten comfortable with people that I'm dating, or like kind of figuring out on their own, you know, what I'm trying to say instead of saying it. And I've kind of gotten away with that for a long time. I have been shy about speaking up and saying exactly what I like and don't like. So I have been practicing that in 2022, and will continue to practice that. And it goes back to what Kwame said a little bit about ghosting. It's easier to just not have the conversation. It was easier, actually. But for me, I think that I am at a place and space where you can just ask me anything. Do I like you? Do you like me? Do you this, that? And I will be extremely honest and open about it.
Okay. I love this anti-ghosting movement you and Kwame are
Yeah.
starting. I
Yeah.
like I like it.
Disrespect.
Rashad, because I'm gonna let Renee end it.
Oh
Rashad,
my God.
what have you gotten too comfortable with, and what are you uncomfortable with?
I, I think I've gotten too comfortable with being okay with just being your friend.
Hmm,
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
Um, at one point, it just, I don't know, maybe it was a defense mechanism or something else from some old baggage thing that, yeah, okay, so if you don't like me, okay, fine, we could just go hang out and we could just be buddies and just be friends, and that would just, be okay. But I think now, if I feel something, that I am going to definitely say that.
Hmm.
And I'm not cool with just like, because I have a whole bunch of friends. I don't think I need a whole bunch more. Um, what have I gotten uncomfortable? What? Okay, what was the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
I said, what have you gotten too comfortable with, and what are you uncomfortable with?
Okay, so what I'm uncomfortable with. This is real talk. I literally like, it's really difficult for me to like start up just cold conversations with people, just to meet people, just to walk up and just strike up a conversation. That's hard for me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something in 2023. I think that, I been doing a lot of, I've been in a lot of different events, you know, um, in the industry that I'm in. We're forced to have to talk to a lot of different people, meet different people, and be around different cultures and whatnot. So, yeah, that's a good training ground. So I'd have to really get more comfortable with just being me, or being comfortable with me around those different people, because black men, they can relate to this. Being a large black man is there. It's almost like being a giant walking around, you know. And then most of the people think that you're a giant walking around with a weapon. So you have to kind of almost make yourself small to kind of not make everybody else feel uncomfortable. So really what I've been doing is just pretty much just exercising more of that. This is who I am. I'm Big Motherfucking Rush, and that's who I am. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's one of the things that used to make me uncomfortable that I'm growing out of now. It's just being who I am unapologetically.
All right. And Renee, finally, boo. What about you? What have you gotten too comfortable with in dating, and what makes you uncomfortable?
So I got too comfortable with allowing that person to uh, dictate the direction of how our interactions were going to be. Um, so I got too comfortable with that. Don't want to do that anymore. But I also got uncomfortable with the same thing. In addition to that, and maybe this speaks to that point too. Uh, I'm uncomfortable with people pushing their own relationship agendas on me, almost making me trying to make me feel as though the way I am trying to live my life in the dating world is absolutely wrong, but it works for me.
Okay. All right, y'all. Happy 2020. This is our last show of the year. We will see y'all. We're having a holiday party, so come and join us. It is in the chat. Quiet Storm will drop it in there. We will see y'all next year. January 11th, which is Sunshine's birthday. So that is our next show. So we will be having a little birthday celebration for Sunshine on that day. So everybody come through. We'll kick off the year talking about love and keeping it lit and enlightening. Happy holidays. I hope to see y'all in the after party. Take care and stay warm, guys.
Nice.
Good night.
Join Stacked After Hours, The Spot, where grown men and women gather to have candid, also honest discussions about the state of life, love, and more. The Spot is a hybrid of in-person and weekly virtual gatherings. Join our Facebook group and answer our daily questions. Subscribe to our YouTube for our weekly live talk shows, and join us on Zoom for our talk show after parties for lively conversations with other opinionated, grown, and sexy professionals. Just search, like, follow, and subscribe to Stack After Hours on Facebook groups and YouTube. Also like and follow our brand pages at Be Stacked Wellness on Facebook and IG. So wherever you are, at home or abroad, pull out your laptop, tablet, or smartphone and join in the conversation with the members of Stacked After Hours, The Spot by Be Stacked Wellness. See you there.
As you know, and if you are new to the Stacked family, we always keep our conversations lit and enlightening.